Good morning, everyone. So we're going to do part two of Appalachia, and we're going to see what else comes out of that area. It is what is known and what is due. And so when I'm looking at it, they're showing me a high connection to the animals. And when they are showing me the high connection to the animals, they're showing me the bear. And when they show me the bear, the story behind it is a stoic nature of solid. So when the bear goes and does whatever it does on a daily business, you literally can tell exactly what's going on. These are people so highly in tune with nature and the current events still to this day, and they're sensitive to energy. They're highly formidable. They're highly sound. They're highly knowing, where they do take care of their own, and there's a reason. And when you see them, you say, I can't believe it's true. And when you see it and you go about, they're talking to me a little bit in their own way through energy about a settling in 1879. And that came through about 1869 to have it all done, a DUN. But then it went to like a Perth North, hidden, high hidden. So when it came through, you can't even do how much it came through. So when it came through, you can't do anything. And it's all different spelling. So it's DU, it's DUN. It is a dewdrop, like it was DUE, it was DEW. So they make high connections. They're so intelligent. And they are superstitious when you come to them as you are, they are superstitious, but they are routinized, but not at the same time. It's really hard to explain. So that is their way of protecting when say it's really hard to explain, which means they already know your tolerance mentally, emotionally, and physically because they have a story to tell. So we're going to look at the wild unknown tarot, and then we're going to do the wild unknown animal spirit. And they're asking me another in their energy to talk about another oracle and runes, and they're highly like into the Pleiadian oracle. They don't want numbers. So let's look at this. What else in this part two in this Rumble series do we need to know in this video about Appalachians? So lore is something of like a containment. It is and they want to cry when they try to talk about it. It is a containment. This is something new for them. There's something big ending for them, and something comes new, a new beginning. They've been looking for this. Lore is something of they're showing me container, they're showing me containment, they're showing me a box, they're showing me a premonition, a foretelling of a fish, like a descaled a fish after they went fishing, that they had seen it. So when they see this and they see the Mother of Swords in reverse with the owl, they can't cut it out. They can't cut it out at all. So this lore in a tin can actually came true, a TRU, to the Son of Wands with this snake up the wand showing a bright light. I'm seeing what they call a light pass ceremony where you can't understand how a lightning strike can disturb the peace there. You literally look at your firearm, those who are pro 2A, and you say it disturbed the peace because they're missing their firing pin, and all hell breaks loose. All hell like breaks loose. Why? That's their protect. There's only so much formidable they can do. So when I see the Two of Cups, there be breaking of partnerships, marriages, all forms of marriages of the meaning. So when you see the magician, trickery, they're highly sensitive. They know different forms of magic. They're not scared to use it either. That doesn't mean you have to be scared. The Wheel of Fortune is they're big on closing things that need to be closed, endings, completions out. They're big. When they cry, it's a big deal because they said, I did it, I did it. They're really genuine people, highly genuine. They don't talk much because it hurts. It physically hurts. So they're ones in pause right now. You just can't do a done. You're not to do the done, I hear. You have to go about it's someone else. Marriages. Okay. They stay in couples, they stay in fours. A fifth is unknown. It is a family. It is a mark. All forms. The Four of Swords in reverse. It will cause uprest over a missing pin on a weapon, on a pin that means something else. Uh, they are so sensitive to energy. They have a lot of like a GI upset. When they see the Three of Wands in reverse, there's no foresight in it. It's known, all forms of the spelling. The Son of Cups, they do bring an emotional offer. They won't say much. They're highly intuitive talking, intuitive hearing, up to a telepathy, to telekinesis. They're so strong, mind, body, and soul. With that being said, they know their limits. So they lay low, low energy. They go about the eight, the seven of cups, here, eight of cups, nine of cups, seven of cups. When you have that in a run, when you don't even see it, that means they're going to be looked at when it's time. So then I said, did they get sick? Did they need tea? And they go, no, no tea, but a form will do on a basis of known. You have to understand their lingo. They're not talking, that's pretty outright for them. So when you encounter them, you go, what just actually happened? They can communicate in ways where they rooted. Up here in Connecticut, they have a root. Yes, and other they were allowed to leave, and so they're rooted. So when I'm doing this with the card, they're showing me triangle. They're showing me like rays, like Pink Floyd. They're showing me Pink Floyd. But in other ways, the Son of Pentacles in reverse means they do without money and they do it with their own and they do it at mark and marks to get it known what had happened in true history. And it's highly connected, they said, to Roanoke Island. It's hard to explain. Evidence still there, but not known. So this is part of being in a deep dive where it leads out to other things. So the 10 of Wands goes, no, no, there's something with Jesse James. Yep, like we said with Bonnie and Clyde, when they speak that hard, you can't even known it. And you go, yep, I already know. I already know. So when you see the Father of Swords, they're highly reserved, so that's why I'm slowing down because there's more. What are we allowed to know? All forms. And what are we allowed to say? All forms and get it known. So we are seeing light flashes That literally means they are making it known. There is something here that has to get done. So when we do this, the Father of Swords, there's no contracts. There is, ill is too harsh. I see military within them. I see, uh, legal within them. I'm seeing court within them. And I'm seeing they try to say names, but they don't. The fool in reverse, you'd say is recklessness. Like they just do things. There's something different about them. So with a 10 of cups, you go, really, is this about to be known? And I said, no, no, mistaken mark. So the 10 of cups is a discontent, and they make it known in a way unknown. Yep. And I say, that's true. And I go, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is what they do. They kind of block themselves up. They kind of put themselves in a position that they know that as energy, they're going to have a GI upset because they're looking into something and they're having discussion. And when they do this, the Four of Pentacles goes, yes, there's something in reverse of unsecure reticence. It has to do with a male, and I go right to the era of Roanoke with the chest, to the Salem witch trials, to the wash up of the books. Then I see the gold, and when I'm looking at that missing island, I say, no, the gold was near, spelt differently. The Son of Swords goes, you can't make it up. This is just straight psychic now, straight psychic speaking. Asking anyone in mediumship who has passed away wants to come through. Hesitancy, they're really scared. Go for gold. They just want everyone to know, go for gold, and you'll understand why. The Five of Swords, a little bit of blocking on that. But like we've been talking about, it is like King Arthur. It is about uh it's about a lot of things, a lot of things. True justice is form. The Hierophant is a type of source unknown. It really is when they wake up in the morning, they're new, they're awake, they're fresh. It is a be it known. They are literally stuck in a reversal of unknown. So I'm reading this just intuitively now. When I see this, I go, how did you do that? How did you do that? You can't understand or explain it. But basically, this Eight of Wands comes in with all forms of communication, planes, trains, automobiles, emails, texts, letters, word of mouth, to intuitive speaking, ways of speaking unknown that are not use. So when you say it, you say, is this secure? Because the Seven of Pentacles goes, there's no skill in this type of communication that they do. It's so a remembrance be that the Seven of Wands goes, you can't talk about the Seven of Wands in reverse at all. At all. The Four of Cups with the rat goes, there's something that slinks around in that area that they know about. It They said it's a feeling of what we had talked about in Salem, where they go in the woods and they do initiation. The Mother of Pentacles goes, you can't believe it, who comes through. The Mother of Pentacles says, you can't see it, you can't letter D it, but DE is a form of a state of mind to get it done. The Chariot is such a propel, and I keep getting the gelding still to this day. It is so honorable to get this done. And that's how they'll sit, and then they'll just sit quietly all day. And what they're thinking is, I got it out. It got heard. By who? Unknown. I did it. And that's how they are in their mind, but they're stone faced, these individuals. Now, as far as daily living, there is an interest again on how they said it's really like 1700s to 1800s on how they make their own tinctures, their own everything, on how they can get it done on a daily basis. So when I see the Mother Cups, it's so in tune. They get what they need through their intuition and then they make it. And so sometimes it can seem a little lost. And then when they wake up at a certain point, they say, no, 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 we did it right. We got it done. We did it good. The Father of Cups, usually a little disrupt. Yeah, there's a little bit of disrupt with them, with the males when that happens with the women. They're showing me their clothing attire. It is old. I don't know why I keep wanting to do this and keep wanting to do this. It is a feeling of you don't know what it is until it's in their face. They get premonitions and they start doing this, a lot of them. The Seven of Swords goes with the fox looking like that, the way it is, and I'll show it again. He's very discontented. He's very angry. He's very on mark, which means he will and they'll actually be descriptive. They'll say the way that that fox urinates and the way that the urine smells and the way that he walks. It means unbeknownst infection to come. And they lead it right there, and all of a sudden they start preparing for infections. So the Ace of Swords goes, you can't even do it at all. So when you see the Ace of Swords go in reverse, there's no logic to it. They're like in the middle of cooking, they just burnt the biscuits. They burnt the traff, which is their pot, their stew, but they're all of a sudden making their own form of antibiotics. It had to be done. And then all of a sudden it's a slew. And when it's a slew, they look at how it brewed for their stew, where they look at the cow and then they look at it. They're highly connectors. They look at everything and make a huge connection. The Father of Pentacles goes, you can't even do it hard enough. There is a form of greed and it's spelt differently. It's GRIED, which means when they actually do their daily tasks, when they look at how everything came through, they're like, it was a sign. It was a sign. The High Priestess in reverse, hidden motives are around them, but they can't do a done. You can't do a done at all. So when I'm looking at the High Priestess and I'm looking at how it's done, you can't do a do. And then all of a sudden, 15 of them are like this. And they're like, is it all women? No, two children, and then one male, and then look at the animal, and then look at that. You can't explain it. Balanced. We're balanced. Yep. A new through. They don't even say numbers. So they like deer meat. They're very much into venison. They don't really eat cow. And when I see the bus go down the road, I say it's an antagonist scale. And when I see it, I say, no, no can do. It was a law of universal known. You cannot come down my road. Why? Dirt road, formidable review. So when we do this, we say the daughter of swords comes through again and says, yes, I know not to go on the bus there. I go to the bus there because I can get there, but not there. Lack of judgment? No, no. There's no lack of judgment. Again, the horse in reverse, the Five of Cups. There is a disappointment around this gelding. It is symbolic between Salem witch trials to the energy of the collective right now to Appalachia, and then what has come through with the hurricane. Confirmed. This is where I stop with these cards. It is the Ace of Cups. They are highly, to a degree, psychic. They are highly like intuitive geniuses, which are like, that's such a strong word. And then they say, so intuitive to instinctive. They'll just sit there and they say, it's not time. I'm not going anywhere. That is what causes the true tower moment. And that's all you need to know. So when you have the energy of the Two of Wands in reverse, you can't expel, you can't do anything at all. So when I say it, you just can't do. They will do and sit on their porch or in their kitchen, wherever they are in their house, and they will run it down like that in each person because each person only got a piece. But then the rest of the day, they act it out. They're leading me back into venison. They are seeing me with the knife of the cut to do fielding their own kill. And then when I see as it plays out, I see goat. It's not there. I do see chicken. That's farce. Farce means few and far between. You can't make it up. They don't eat pork. It's usually deer. It's usually fox. When sick, ill, they'll eat squirrel. There's something about like it looks like a potato, but it's not. It's common in that area doing remote viewing. A lot of birch, a lot of wood, no pine. Don't burn your pine. Sap sticks to a rule of thumb. Birch, when known, burn. Field cast out. They're having a hard time getting their deer, their venison. Fox is fine. They have plenty of fox. Squirrels have been farce. They have too many chickens. Do not eat chicken soup. It will make you ill. Something that sticks. They want people to eat what sticks. That's what they want us to know in their energy. Stick to it, stick to it. And then they're showing me the sticks, the kindling. So let's look at the animal spirit tarot. So everything just all came out. Like all of a sudden, it's going to be animals everywhere. Animals everywhere. Buffalo. They're like, even the buffalo roam in our mountain. And I don't know why. And that is the worst premonition. Where is the butterfly coming in for spring anew? Because that was horrid on that one. They literally, let me see. They go, no. And then they go like they're so what we would call taboo, but it's not taboo. It is a black egg. I see eggs in the ground. All of a sudden, like Japan. No deer. This shows me no deer. No deer. Yep. They literally nail it. So you have to speak their language. When I'm seeing the turtle, if they eat turtle, that's a bad sign. Uh, they're showing me one arrowhead vulture. It is a death remark new and you, but snake, cobra, hunt to the nightingale, missed anew, missed messages. So when the nightingale, that's their messenger, usually with the butterfly. When I see the bee, it is a sting of a pollination to a pollen, which means a type of grouping. When they see the whale, they say, the large whale is known amongst to thee, which means there's something else brewing out of Appalachian Ridge that will have energy come in that will affect them anew. And when I see the bear, they literally are just going to stay in for the winter. A lot of them. That's what they're preparing for. The gazelle is like wit, fun, mockery. The beaver, the timber is down. It's everywhere, everywhere. The elk can't even get it done at all. In reverse, you can't do. You cannot do. Phoenix in reverse, ashes rise. Lizard, you can't get done. You can't get done. It slink around. It's like old devil when they see the lizard. The fish in reverse, don't even get me there. Don't even get me there. Panther, predator, predator. And the peacock, how did you get here? And that is how they conversate all day long down there in Appalachia. It is one word. It looks like a game, but it isn't, like racketeering, where they do one word like badminton and they get around and they make a move. They literally go back into a time and they understand it. They said Perth anew, it is something with pyrite again that they do not want anew. Like they don't want that coming through again. So when I go back to looking at Roanoke, I go, absolutely not. At the end, when they're showing me again, yep, everyone heard. They're like literally speaking through me. Permission granted. All you have to do is so basically all you need to know is that how that's how they do. They're very winded. They are so tired. They're so fatigued from that hurricane that they can't get things done. They're on slow pace, slow folks to regain. They literally went slammed with energy to where a couple are a little swollen with the face. Uh, yep. And when they have that, they just know how to pace themselves. That so they're just concerned. They're saying, stay, anu, adu, alu, abu, ashu. So when you do that, they already know what to do. Why? Because usually those who are in the area who live in the towns and the cities, they do forewarn that. They say if you're going to go into the Appalachians and you're going to do a hike, stay away, uh, keep away, and follow these to know rules about the area and those people who are living in the mountains and don't disturb them right now. And that's it. Just know that everyone was affected. And that's it. So when we go, I'm seeing now the Atlantic come through, and I'm seeing everything come through. So when we go and we go about, you can't even do it. So then they show me how Kennedy, JFK, went haywire and where Bay of Pigs. And then I see triangle, Bermuda Triangle, and that is how fast it shut down. All right. They want Oracle a little harsher, a little harsher. So they're showing me in their own way, and this is intuitive speaking, communicating through in real time. When they see the yellow leaves, they're literally going to do a do. They're going to cry because this is going to be hard. They literally look for colors and the way that the timber falls, the way that everything lines up after a storm. And they say they're going to have a harsh winter. It is 2024. It's the end of October. They're not going to do well, but they're going to be fine also. There's a sense of freedom that wants to come about. When I see the pond, I see lake view most to get it done. When I see Shirley Jackson come through as family, you can't see it enough. So when you see transformation come through, you go, they do. They change a little bit in their appearance. The rabbit is a do. So when they hunt rabbit, do was done. Do was done. They listen to the rabbit. Again, falling cards. Highly mediumship. They're highly mediums where you can't understand how it is. It's passed down. It's just nostalgia. It is nostalgia. I can't even say enough. This is hard. All it is what surrounded them in historically and where Appalachians uh, planted and rooted and seeded and became known, as they said, which meant when they moved to the mountains and started settling their family as we know it to be a stay putter, that it was toxic masculine energy that was the catalyst for it. To end with this, and I feel that there's questions that are going to come out of these videos. Feel free, make a comment, write an email, like, comment, share. Go right ahead. If you feel like I did a really good job, go ahead and leave me a donation. So with that being said, a knock on the door comes as my son is probably looking at this. He goes, a knock on the door comes as a son of a gun to be a pun. And when Lun comes through, it is something documented from 1697 to be at DUN, to be like a devil like, but they're not. They sit stoically, these people come through. And when they speak with indigenous I hear Rectify, Ratcliffe. I hear Pocahontas. I hear John Smith. Like this is deeper where they want us to go, where this started. So we'll do more videos on that. John Smith, Pocahontas, Roanoke, and how it's tied into the Salem witch trials to Plymouth, to somehow JFK. This is turning into conspiracy theory. It must be done. So, with that being said, that's all I have to say. Everyone, have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.